How's it going? This is Stephen Jennings with Red Riot Games, and today we're going to be unboxing some Yu Hakusho from Universes, or as it used to be called, Universal Fighting System. So joining us as we're going to be unboxing some of these cards and seeing what we can pull. Maybe some Tagoro Brothers, maybe some shotguns. Alright, so we're going to be opening up our box here, Yu Hakusho. So kind of hoping for some Tagoro Brothers, you know, never hurts to round out my little collection, as well as trying to get a Spirit Shotgun. Because you can never get too many of those, right? Never too many Spirit Shotguns. So we got our box topper that comes in these boxes here, which is going to be the Dark Tournament Looms. So this is a 1 difficulty with a +2 mid-block modifier, and it checks for a 5. Playing off of Chaos, Earth, and Life. So I think just about every character can use this in this set. There might be like 1 or 2 that can't. Enhance, remove, add. So the cost of playing this card is you enhance, you're going to remove it, and it says add 1 card from your momentum to your hand, and then you draw 1 card. So this is going to be a box topper. I don't see too many decks running that card, but there is nothing wrong with it. I mean, you're going to get your momentum to your hand, and you're going to get a card draw off of it, so that's always kind of good. So these boxes here come with 24 hacks, and they all got that nice Yu Hakusho art on it. So we've seen that one pretty much everywhere. This is an old anime, and I'm an older gentleman. I'm 35 years old. Hoo-hoo-hoo! Information you didn't need to know. Alright, so let's get in there, and we're going to start opening up our packs to see what we get. So generally, like I said before in other videos, these packs, boxes usually come with about 6 rares, ultra rares, sorry. But it's kind of like on and off. So, you know, sometimes it's a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. So we're going to open up our packs. Here we go. So what we're going to do here is go 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put our ultra rare, our potential ultra rare at the bottom. We're going to start off with a Rondo's character card. It says form once per turn, remove 1 attacking your opponent's discard pile from the game. Play 1 card from your hand into your card pool face down as a copy of the removed attack with 1 resource symbol of your choice, following all restrictions and paying all cost. So basically this guy's able to go in your opponent's discard pile and just remove a key attack. Maybe your opponent has a way of taking an attack from the discard pile, putting it into their hand, or playing a response or enhance ability off of it. This guy will shut that down and no longer allow them to do that. But this can have a backswing. You can fight a Ken who really does want his cards to be removed from game, but you can remove key cards that he has as well. Then you're going to have the enhance on this card to discard 1 momentum. Your attacks get +1 speed and +1 damage for the rest of this turn. If your opponent is at desperation, checks get +1 for the rest of this turn. So this is really strong, especially if you have more than 1 way of adding cards to your momentum, or if you just happen to have a lot of momentum. This will start to ramp up pretty quick. So we're going to have energy absorption. Piercing Blow is a really good card to block with. It's like one of the few cards that in the game that you block and you immediately steal someone's card. I have a third Bat Strike. We're bearer of the Makai Whistle. We're going to have Life Force Thread, Reborn Human, Sadist, and our rares is going to be Endless Determination. So I'll be reading just the rares in these sets, and we're just going to kind of keep it off like that. So Endless Determination is going to cost a 2 to play with a +3 high block modifier, and it checks for a 5. Its response is once per turn. After this foundation is committed due to a cost, ready it, playable while committed. Enhance once per turn. Add 1 card from your momentum to your staging area face down, committed. So pretty good, especially if you have characters like Mitsurugi or I believe like Woodman that's able to take these face down cards and add them back to their hand. Also Kurobara is going to have ways of adding his face down cards to his hand as well with some of his attacks. So we're just going to sort these real quick. Sorry about this, guys, I'm so sorry. Alright, look, it's done already, okay? The pain is over. Alright, we're going to open up our next pack here. Oh boy. So sorry, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Put that at the top of the deck. We're gonna get Jagan Form, Hate Fish, Bug Spray. I have a sword, Massive Blow, Spirit Slash, Reborn Human. It's really good here. We got Friends and Rivals. This is one of the better cards, I would think, to block, or so whenever you want to play a card that has 2 resource symbols that matches with the character, you start committing your opponent out. This is actually a pretty good card. I see it in a fair amount of decks. It's a great way to kind of shut your opponent's turn down. especially if you're reversing with this card, because it doesn't say like on your turn only or anything like that. Then we have the second Saintly Beast, and Hiding in Plain Sight is going to be our rare. So Hiding in Plain Sight is going to be cost of 2 to play, +2 high block mod, checks for a 5. Enhances add 1 card to your momentum. If your opponent is at Desperation, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. So again, this is Rondo's card. Rondo's going to be able to add cards to his momentum with this. Yeah, right. Whoa, for some reason this went all white in my eyes. Aerial Recon. Spirit Charge Punch. Hate Fish. Life Force Thread. Healing Powers. Launching Whip Strike. Massive Size. Spirit Slash. Friends and Rivals. And we're going to have our Thunderous Roar. So this is a rare. It's a rare one. It's a 3 cost to play this card. Checks for a 5 with a +4 mid block modifier. It's enhanced on it. It says this attack, your attacks get +1 speed for each of your opponent's face down foundations. If you have 30 or more cards in your discard pile, it gets an additional 1 speed for each of your opponent's face down foundations. I think this card was made kind of to fight. I'm thinking it's made to fight Korobara, but because Korobara is the one who has the face downs, right? Because he has attacks that kind of make themselves go into their staging area face down, and he kind of plays nice with characters that are like that, aka Woodman. But like I only see this every once in a while, or if you have ways of flipping your opponent's foundations. Alright, sorry guys about the bit of a jump there. We had a rush of customers you have to deal with here. So we're going to open up our next pack here. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, and we're going to cost the 4/1 up top. We're going to have Hate Fish, Partners in Crime, Tiger Claws, Voice of Reason. This is a really good card here. I like it. The discarding, drawing, refreshing your hand is always a good time. We're going to have Spirit Slash. Massive Size, Launching Whip, Protecting Yukina, and we're gonna have Bat Strike, and then our rare is going to be the 3 Eyes of Hiei. And so this is going to be a 3 diff with a +2 high block mod, and it's a check for a 6. So enhanced is going to be Enhanced Commit. Your opponent reveals 1 random card in their hand. Look at the top card of both decks, changes under this attack to any other zone. So you have a lot of information there. Not a big fan of it being like a 3 for 6. Just to kind of like look at a card, and it's random. And I mean, if you got 1 card in hand, cool. But I don't know. Hand knowledge is always really important. He loves some hand knowledge, but. Yeah. Idiot. So we're gonna move on to our next one here. And alright, here we go. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna toss the 4th one down there. We're gonna get Deflecting Swing. Toughest Punk in junior high. This one's really good. This is like super good. You get the return an attack, or decrease the damage you would take from an attack by 3. I love that. Whoops, this one goes here. We're gonna have Precise Blow again. We've already kind of touched on that card. Sadist Jagain Binding, and Bearer of the Makai Whistle, Lightning Torture, Inhuman Speed, Launching Whip Strike, and we're going to go Koenma's Task. This card's very wordy, so it's a 3 cost card that is a +2 mid block mod, and it checks for a 5. So it says Farm Remove. Name a card. Oops. Name a card. Search your deck for all copies of the named card and add them to your hand. Then name a card
Search your opponent's deck for all copies of the name card, name card, and remove them. Only playable if at least one coin must task is in both your discard pile and your remove from game pile. So this one's a little bit of a setup, but it's letting you kind of search your opponent's entire deck and getting a whole bunch of information on what they have, and then you get to remove a named copy of a card. Like I said, this one's very wordy, and but it is great, and it's got its other response on here. This response: remove after your opponent plays an action card, cancel its effects. Great. You can stop, revoke. You can stop, you can stop, bang. You can stop anything that's on a blue card. Even if they want to block with a card that's letting them do a thing, you can just cancel their ability to even play the response of a card. So this just becomes either a blank card that's blocking or nothing, right? So a great card to have. We're gonna move on to our next one here. Okay, and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Toss that one here at the bottom. And we're gonna start with Dragoon Form, Toughest Punk, Tiger Claws, Friends and Rivals, the second Saintly Beast, Bat Strike, Sadist again, a lot of Sadist, Protecting Yukina, Kaiko's Aid, and we get True Identity. So this is going to be a 2 cost with a +3 mid block mod, checks for 5. It's unique. It says form commit your checks to play attacks, get +1 for the rest of this turn. And it got a rondo only E here, which reads your attack gets +1 speed and your attacks get +1. No, it's just your attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage. Just play while committed. So this card's really great to have in your momentum. So you just form your checks get +1 for the rest of the turn, and then you just play Rondo's E on every time you attack. However, if you're able to ever ready this card due to an effect, you can then commit again. Your checks are getting +2 for the turn if you can ready it, so on and so forth. So you can really pump up a really strong attack phase with this, and it's just like it's a free enhance that you get to play for the +1/+1 every turn. So I think it kind of earns its unique spot there. You couldn't have too many of these guys running around. Genkai's Training, Bug Spray. We got our Yusuke here. So Yusuke is going to read, and he's a 6 card. He's not a character stacker here. So cards that are not character stackers are almost always 6 diffs, and they always check for 6. Enhance once per turn. The next card you attempt to play this turn gets -1 difficulty or -1 to its block modifier for each resource symbol it shares with your character. So, meaning if you got a Yusuke card, let's just use this one. Instead of this card costing a 3 to play, because she shares 1 resource symbol with Yusuke, it's going to cost a 2 to play instead. And if you're blocking with this, the block modifier would be -1 in this case. So it's kind of where Yusuke is good. Enhance, remove 1 card from your discard pile with the word Spirit in its name. This attack gets +2 or -2 damage. Again, very, very, very good character. I think he's in the upper echelon of the strong characters in this game, so you can't really see a reason not to be using him. Kikyo's Aid again. Life Force Thread. When you get our Reborn Human. Voice of Reason, Friends and Rivals, Human Hunter, and we're going to get Twirling Whiplash. This is a 4 diff with a +2 mid block mod, and it checks for 3. It's a 4 mid for 4 damage. It's a reversal. It's a reversal attack, and it's a weapon combo reversal. Combo enhance. This attack gets multiple 2, and its copies of this attack gain the reversal keyword for the rest of this turn. So why that's interesting in this character is, I think, if I'm correct, this character here allows you to do things with his reversal attacks, or maybe you can combo off the reversal attacks, or many other different things. So you got your enhance on this card here. Says if this attack deals damage, your attacks get +1 speed for the rest of this turn. And then we move on to our next one.
1, 2, 3, 4. Throw it down. We're going to get Toughest Punk, a Rapid Speed Slash, Deflect and Swing, Inhuman Speed. The second Saintly Beast, I have a Sword, Spirit Charge Kick, great card for Yusuke. Bat Strike, the Yoko Spirit, and we're going to get our UR here. This is our first UR of this, or second UR? Let's take a look here. It is our first UR, actually. Yeah, no, it's our second UR because Kawhi Stats was the first one. So, this is a 7 diff. It's a 1 low for, 1 plus 1 low block mod. It's a 7 high for 7 damage, and it checks for a 3. So this card is going to read Ally, Deadlock 7, Gauge 7, and Range. So, if the static on this card says, if this is the 7th card you attempt to play this turn, it passes and gets plus 7 speed, no check necessary. So this will actually come in as a 14 high for just really absurd damage. 7 damage is great base, and you can enhance on it and bring the damage up. It's enhanced on the card says, add all character cards that share a name with your starting character from your discard pile to your staging area. So, I mean, immediately I just think of Mega Man when I see this, and I think of just how many keywords it has on it. I think of just being able to add all your characters to your staging area immediately. And this is in extended. I think this card is wild. Having this card be the 7th card you attempt to play, so let's pretend you're playing off air, and you're using something like Petrol Power, and you're able to just get the card out fast. You can Petrol Power a bunch of times or whatever a bunch of times just to get this card on the field. Maybe you revoke something, maybe you do an enhance with something, with the air, with the evil, with the order, and you're able to bang out a whole bunch of cards really quickly. This card's coming in free of charge, right? That's your 7th card. So move on to our next one. One, two, three. I'm going to toss the 4th one down there. We're going to get Bug Spray. We're going to get Precise Blow. Toughest Punk at Junior High. Reborn Human. We're going to get Barrett of the Mackay Whistle. Oh, sorry, Barrett. Bearer of the Mackay Whistle. Spirit Charge Kick. Healing Powers. It's the first time seeing that one. And that's a common. Bat Strike. Inhuman Speed. And we're going to get High School Spirit Awareness. So this is a 2 check to play. 2 cost to play. No block on it. And it's going to check for a 5. So this is enhanced on your opponent's turn. Flip, add 1 face down foundation from your staging area to your hand. So this is where you get to see some of Kurobara's ability to just take his face down cards and throw them into his hand. And he got a Kurobara response. Discard 1 momentum. After a Deadlock ability is played, cancel it. That R's should never be played against you, like, at all. Depends on your deck. If you see that your opponent has no Deadlock abilities on any of their attacks, perhaps you're going to play it because you're not really worried about jumping in and falling into Deadlock. Or if you're you get worried and you're thinking, I'm going to really need to outbuild this guy potentially fast because I need to have a strong staging area presence, or this guy kind of gets rid of my foundations a little bit too fast. I don't like that. This is like a bunch of different reasons to want to use the card. So it's strong. So halfway through the pack here, out of the box here. I get Bug Spray, Deflect and Swing, Lightning Shot, Spirit Charge Kick, the Yoko Spirit, Voice of Reason, Jigane's Binding, Inhuman Speed, Lightning Torture, Spirit Gun. So Spirit Gun is a 5 cost to play. That's a +2 mid block mod. It's a 5 speed mid for 6 damage. This card is just strong. Checks for a 3. And it's range, and it's also safe. So this card's got everything that's good. Enhance Yusuke. It changed the zone of this attack to high or low, but this is the one right here. It's enhanced. Destroy one of your opponent's foundations. That is why this card is so strong, and it was in everything before it was errated, and now it's just in Yusuke. But the ability just to destroy one of your opponent's foundations at will is nasty, and it's on death. So there's a lot of characters who were using this at first. Now Jasko has since errated it. So now we're going to jump onto this next set of cards we got here. Let's go. We haven't seen the Tagoro Brothers yet. I'm surprised. We haven't seen Spirit Shotgun yet. I'd love to show you guys why that card's so great. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to toss the fourth one at the bottom. We're going to go Genkai's Training, and here's our Kurama. So Kurama is a 7 hand size over 17 health. Not a character stacker like the other ones. So twice per turn, after you block with a reversal attack that you can normally play, you may attempt to play it as a reversal after the blocked attack results. Then, response, check a 5. After the reversal attack deals damage, if it does not count towards progressive difficulty for the rest of the turn. So that is why this card right here has that wording on it, right? So if this card's multiples do any damage because they're reversals, they will not count towards progressive difficulty, allowing for this character to kind of stack up a big attack string on you. But he's not really played that much, so perhaps one of you guys out there is going to see the win in there. So we got Aerial Recon, Inhuman Speed. We're going to have Launching Whip Strike. We're going to have I Have a Sword, Massive Blow, Speed Slash. Whoops, sorry. We're going to have Reborn Human. And then our ultra rare now we're going to have is Boulder Barrage Genbu. So Flash, it costs 5 cost to play with no block mod. So 4 mid for 8 damage. This card was used by Nightmare quite a bit at the beginning. After you play this attack, add the top card of your deck add the top card of your discard pile to your card pool face down as a multiple copy of this attack. The multiple copy gains Flash. Sorry, the multiple copy of this attack gains Flash until the end of this turn. Discard the multiple copy after resolve. So why this card was just absolutely silly is a Nightmare was able just to play this card, get a free multiple, then if you block it, if you block this attack, which is gonna be coming for crazy damage, you just bring it back to his hand. It's a multiple resolve, discard, you come bring it down, and then get it again. So he's able to play this card twice in a turn. I believe they errated it. I can't quite remember the wording on how it was errated, but this card was able to just kind of come in, bang, bang, comes back, bang, bang, and it's like 32 damage potentially coming at you with cards that are just not going to stay in the card pool after they resolve. So I think they changed it. They changed it enough so that maybe it wasn't so abusable. I can't remember the last time we even fought a Nightmare, so perhaps there's something I'm missing. Perhaps not. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 3, and we're going to toss this fourth one up here. We got Precise Blow, Aerial Right Recon. We're going to get the Prism of 7, a Massive Blow, Backstrike, Kikiel's Aid, Bearer of the Makai Whistle, Human Hunter. We're going to get the Yoko Spirit, and we're going to get Sword Get Longer. This is a 6 cost to play. It's a 2 mid block mod, 6 mid for 6 damage, and it got 3 check when it checks. 666, eh? Desperation 4, safe weapon, enhance good. This is gonna say add the top X cards of your deck to your staging area face down. Committed. X equals 8 minus your character's hand size. So in Korbar's case, he's a 5 hand sizer. He's going to get 3 foundation for free if he gets to pass this attack. So if you end up having to commit 2 cards, maybe 2 cards that you're not, it's not really important because you checked the 3, or you checked a 4, right? And you got to get rid of 2 cards. Now that you're going to have 3 new cards in your staging area face down, but they're going to be committed, so it's kind of irrelevant. But they're going to be committed, but you're going to be able to have a stronger staging area. So as the game goes on forward, you might find yourself a deadlock pretty quick. Or Korbar is going to be adding those face-down cards to his hand. You can take a look at them, take a peek, maybe even store some attacks. So I would say overall, quite a strong card. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to toss this one as our 4th one. I know why. That is a light shining directly in my eyes. We're going to go Aerial Recon. Oh, we're going to get Byako. So Byako is going to read, he's a 5-hander, so he can actually use this card as well. 5-hander, he's at 38 health, he's a big healthy boy.
Enhance once per turn. If you have 30 or more cards in your discard pile, add one card from your discard pile to the top of your deck. Enhance discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Your attack gets a damage bonus equal to the highest printed difficulty on a foundation in either staging area. So that card is really, really, really strong. You're gonna basically use that card relentlessly. The next thing you got here is your attack. Enhance your attack. Discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Your opponent flips 1 foundation. So this character is pretty good. He's really good in draft because he can kind of just sneak up on people. This is Prism of 7. We got Jagan Binding, Human Hunter, the Yoko Spirit, protecting Yukina, Massive Blow, Healing Powers. There's another Healing Powers. And we got Storm of Torment. I believe that we read this one already. We did not. It was the other Storm. So it is a 5 cost to play. It's a +2 mid block mod, 5 mid for 5 damage. It's got Charge, Desperation 4, Gauge 4, and Safe. It's all kinds of good stuff. Loads of keywords. Enhance discard 1 momentum. Search your deck for 1 character card that shows your name with your starting character, and add it to your hand or staging area. The next thing here is if there is at least 2 character cards in your staging area or discard pile, discard this attack after it resolves. What's so good with this is you get to play it, and it removes itself, gets rid of itself in the card pool. Anytime that's happening in this game is already a blessing for me. Already makes me happy. Let's do it. Okay, so let's get the next card in here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And, I'm just trying to channel my chi into it. We got Prism Tower 7. We got Suzaku. So Suzaku is our character stacker for the set. Unfortunately, though, he is a 6 cost. He's a 7 hand sizer with 20 health. So this is after your blocked attack. After you block with a card named Suzaku, add it to your staging area and gain 3 vitality. So very similar to Gemini Man, where you can take the character card from his staging, from his card pool, and attach it to his character. However, instead of drawing a card, he's going to gain 3 vitality. And then the enhances are going to be your gauge attack gets +X speed or +X damage. X equals the number of characters in your staging area. And then we're going to have Jagain Form, a Backstrike, Sabat, protecting Yukina, Kikyo's Aid, Spirit Charge Kick, and we're going to have the Yoko Spirit, and then Reduction is going to be our card. It's going to as a 3 cost card, so +1 mid block for +1 mid block is a mid, and a 1 mid for 1 damage. So on the surface, this is like, what? Why would I play this card? Sorry, by the way, it checks for 3. It's a breaker 2, really good range. While this card is in your card pool, your other attacks get +2 speed and +2 damage, and your opponent is considered to be at desperation. So anytime you want to start hitting your opponent for all those different and crazy desperation cards, if your opponent's at desperation this, your opponent's at desperation that, that's the card you want to get. And with Rondo, because if your opponent is at desperation, your checks will get +1 for this turn. So this card right here is going to force your opponent into desperation, which is going to allow you to get the bonus checks on your cards. Not to mention that Rondo's got already another card here that allows for him to get bonuses on your checks for the rest of his turn. So this card's enhances if this attack is not blocked, add the top card of your deck to your momentum, adding to sort of the damage pump that this character can get. So, okay, sorry about the jump, guys. We just had another rush of customers. Really difficult to try to get this all done without any interruptions. Sorry about that. So we're going to move on to our next set of cards here. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to toss the 4th one on top. We're going to get Tiger Claw, Genkai Straining, Aerial Recon, Massive Size, Massive Blow. This guy's like the big stuff. Reborn Human, Bearer of the Makai Whistle, Spirit Charge Kick, Healing Powers, and we're going to get 16 instant slashes. So this 16 instant slashes is going to have be a cost of 5 to play with a +2 high block mod with 5 mid for 5 damage. It's Fury Weapon, and it's a Hiei attack, so it's going to have a Hiei only enhance on it. So it's Hiei E. If you have exactly 16 cards in your discard pile, this attack is unblockable, which is a little rough. That one's a little rough. First E, This attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage for each of your momentum, which is really, really good. Another first enhance is your next check to play an attack gets +X. X equals your momentum. So this card right here is a Hiei card. It's not too many characters that are just going to stuff a bunch of cards into their momentum. However, while this is a Hiei card, you can play this in other characters that are able to manipulate your momentum. Potentially some that can manipulate it better. In Extended, I think that card would be really crazy for someone like Snake Man or anybody else, but Snake Man especially. He's gonna get those bonuses for the moments. All right, we're gonna get Charge and Punch, or Charge Punch, sorry. Deflecting Swing, Rapid Speed Slash, Bearer of the Makai Whistle, Human Reborn, or Reborn Human, sorry. Life Force Thread, Sadist, Jagain Binding, Human Hunter, and we're going to have our ultra rare here, which is Psychic Spirit Glass. So the cost of 2 to play this card is a +3 mid block, and it's check for a 5 is unique. So this card says, form, remove, your opponent reveals their hand. Choose one card revealed this way. Your opponent cannot play chosen card for the rest of this turn. So perhaps you see a card in a reversal that your only reversal your opponent has and you just really don't want them to use it. This is your ability to target that card. Or if there's a block, you don't want them to play that block, and that's the only so this is your opponent reveals their hand. So this also gives you the ability to look at your opponent's entire hand, which is really good because then you get a chance you get a chance to see what block zones they have, and then make your attacks correspond with that. So maybe if you have a way of making your attacks change zones, well, now you can make sure that the only zone your opponent may have, which is a block, is they can no longer play that card. Or if they only have 1 low or 2 low blocks or 3 low blocks or whatever zone, right? You're gonna attack in that zone, making sure that they can't block it, or they can only block it once, and they're gonna have to deal with the rest of it. You can also figure out what they have in their hand, right? So this is quite strong. You just have to you just need to build your game plan around hand knowledge, right? So you know it's good. I like it. You could definitely use it in Hiei. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's because Hiei already has a bit ways of looking at your opponent's hand. So we got Precise Blow, a Lightning Shot, Partners in Crime, Human Hunter, Spirit Charge Kick, Healing Powers, Sadist, Spirit Slash. We got the second Saintly Beast, and we got Spirit Detective. So this is a 3 difficulty card. There's a 3 cost to play it. It has a 0 no block modifier on it all. It checks for a 5. It says response remove 1 card from your discard pile with the word Spirit in its name. After your opponent plays an enhanced ability printed on a card, cancel it. It's really strong. It's basically a revoke, but in your staging area. But you have to remove 1 card from your discard pile with the word Spirit. So this one's gonna kind of compete for removal power, as does Yusuke himself. So Yusuke is going to be removing cards with Spirit, and this card's going to be removing cards with Spirit. So depending on your Spirit count, like how many cards you have in your deck that have the word Spirit printed on it, you might not want this card in your deck, or you might find a way to use it. And that's another response on it here is that after the second copy of an attack is played, seal it. So if your opponent is playing Mold, is known for like kind of building up for like a crazy turn, or they play their first shotgun, you block it, and then they play another shotgun, and you're like, okay, you know what? No, you can't. I don't want you playing. I'm gonna seal that card now. On response, commit, seal that card. So some sealing power with it, some canceling power on it. So it's all right. I could see the thought that went into it. 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna throw the 4th one down there. Genkai's Training. I'm gonna have Tiger Claws, and we got Hiei. Here we go. The whole squad is pretty much here. So Hiei is gonna say he's gonna be a 6-hand sizer with 27 health. Says you may look at either player's momentum at any time while this character is ready. You may play cards from your momentum as though they were in your hand. You may not play cards from your momentum that share name with a card that you have already played this turn. And then we're going to have enhance, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Your attack gets +2 speed. If it deals damage, your opponent reveals 1 card from their hand. We're going to go through our cards here. So we got Launching Whip, Whip Strike, Massive Size, Spirit Slash, Friends and Rivals, I Have a Sword, Bat Strike, and we're going to have Beast Summoning. So 4 diff, it's a +2 mid block. It has 3 mid for 5 damage. So ally safe and stun 1. Enhance, lose 1 vitality. Add 1 copy of Beast Summoning from your discard pile to your hand. Enhance, if you have 30 or more cards in your discard pile, ready 1 printed 3, 4, or 5 difficulty foundation that has not been ready this combat phase. So very wordy. I mean, 1, 3, 4, 5. I'm not really sure why it's just not ready. 1 foundation has not been ready this combat phase, but I guess the idea is this is supposed to be a Kurobara card. No, not Kurobara card. It's supposed to be a Byakko card, but just a little strange. The wording on it is just a little strange, but hey, I mean, letting you ready a foundation, so that's always good. So move on to our next card here. Oops. And we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and toss the 4th one at the bottom. And you go Pirates in Crime, Bug Spray, Jagain Form, Voice of Reason, Lightning Torture, I Have a Sword. Let's start a second pile here. Yeah, put these guys in one pile here. The second Saintly Beast, Launching Whip Strike, Kikyo's Aid, and we're gonna have our next ultra rare. So this one here is gonna say it's gonna be Spiritual Shooting Ring. So this is going to be a 2 cost. It's a 2 mid for +2 mid block, and it's check for a 5. It's unique. It says commit, flip. Your opponent adds the top card of their deck to the top card of their discard pile to their card pool. Enhance, remove, double this attack's damage. This range attack's damage. This can be pretty lethal, especially if you're got a Spirit Shotgun going off in it. I believe that one is ranged as well. That card has a way now of just giving itself absurd damage, and now you can make that absurd damage even more. That block, it's going to do 3. It's going to do half of its printed damage, rounded up. And you got your good old Noob Sabat in the card pool, and he's doubling the damage to 14. This doubles that damage to 28, and now blocking it, this still deals 14 damage, and and so on. If you have double Noob, and you have 21, now it's 42 damage, so it's pretty massive, right? It's a pretty good card. I like it. Some speed, some shooting power. 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna have a 4th one in here. We're gonna go Toughest Punk in Junior High. Then we're gonna go Energy Absorption, Precise Blow, Voice of Reason, Jagain Binding, Inhuman Speed, a Lightning Torture, a Life Force Thread, Healing Powers, and we're going to get the Pilot of the River Styx. This is going to be a 3 cost to play. It's a +3 high block mod and it checks for a 5. Each ability on this card is playable if your opponent only if your opponent has discarded a card this turn. So this is a Botan card. Botan is able to make you discard cards with a lot of her different attacks. Response command: after your attack deals damage, your opponent loses 2 vitality, and then its response is removed. After a non-character response is played, cancel it. Let's move on. We got 3 more after this. 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna go on 4. And we got Kurobara here. So Kurobara is a 5-hander with 32 health. Using the response, commit 1 foundation before the damage step of this attack, return it to its printed damage. So it's really good at a lot of these attacks that just pump up crazy amounts of damage, and you respawn. So you can respawn before an attack deals damage. You just bring it back to its printed damage. I like this character on Earth or Good because he's able to really mitigate the amount of damage he's taken. He's able to really defend well. Enhance once per turn. After your attack results added to your staging area face down. Very good. He has ways of bringing those attacks back, especially with his ultra rare. Desperation E once per turn. add 1 foundation from your staging area to your hand. So he himself can add cards to his hand from a staging area, and he's going to be able to add in some pretty strong cards that he's forcing down there. So he Korbar, one of my favorite characters in the set. We're going to go Lightning Shot, a Precise Blow, Voice of Reason, Jigane Binding, Eye of a Sword, Spirit Slash, Life Force Thread, Massive Size, and Mop Strike. So this is one of those bolt-on cards I was talking about. It's going to be a 4 cost to play with a +1 mid block mod, and it's going to check for a 3. This is a 4 high for 4 damage, and it's going to read Desperation 3. Weapon. Discard 1 card. Your opponent discards 1 random card. Both players draw a card. So this is already going to be going along with that with the pilot of the River Styx, allowing you to say your opponent deals damage. Your opponent character response. Oh, each ability is. I don't know which one was it that was let me do that. Oh, so it allows you to play River Styx because of the static that's on there. So each ability on this card is only playable if your opponent has discarded a card this turn. So this is going to force your opponent to do that. Second enhancement is if your opponent has discarded a card this turn, draw 1 card. So this card is allowing you to just get your own draw power on its own merit. So its own enhancement is allowing you to draw a card. So you leave that situation with 1 refresh in your hand and then 1 card draw in your hand. Depending on the way you're building your deck, if it is bolt-on deck, you may be able to add in other cards that really nicks your opponent, like maybe make them lose vitality just for being played. So Partners in Crime, we're going to get Hate Fish, Spirit Charge Punch, Life Force Thread, Reborn Human, Spirit Slash, Jigane Binding, Spirit Charge Kick, a Launching Whip Strike, and we're going to go Kikyo's Mop. So Kikyo's Mop is, the last one was rare. This one's a rare too. Kikyo's Slap is going to be a 4 cost, +2 low block mod, and then it's going to be a 3 speed mid for 3 damage. It's a Fury reversal card, and it's going to read, this card ignores progressive difficulty during your opponent's turn. If this attack deals damage, your opponent's next attack this turn gets +3 difficulties, and just making it, they have to try to block it. And then your next attack this turn is -2 difficulty. So pretty good. If it's your own turn, your attack's gonna be get -2 difficulty. If you're on your opponent's turn and you have 2 reversals going off, you're gonna have a -2 difficulty. And your opponent's gonna have +3 difficulty on their own card if they're not able to block the attack. So it makes up its value pretty quick. 1, 2, 3. But we're just missing a bolt-on to round out this set of characters here. I just noticed. So you got Energy Absorption, a Bug Spray, Partners in Crime, Massive Blow. We're going to have Protecting Yukina. I haven't seen that one in a bit. We're going to have a Lightning Torture. And we're going to have Human Hunter. We're going to have Healing Powers, Kikyo's Aid, and we're going to have the 3 Eyes of Hiei. So it's going to be a 3 cost with a +2 high block mod. It's going to check for a 6 enhance. Commit. Your opponent reveals 1 random card in their hand. Look at the top card of both decks. Change the zone of this attack to any other zone. So pretty good. You're still going to get some hand. You're going to still be able to read your opponent's hand and kind of maybe adjust what your attack strategy is. Maybe there's some guesswork in there, and you're also able to look at what the next check on both cards are going to be, and both. So you know what your opponent's going to get, and you know what you're going to get. So quite strong. I like it. It's very, very good. And we have our last card of the box, and this is done for today. Again, I'm sorry for all the jump cuts in the video. We'll try to work on that in the future and just be in maybe a more of a recluse enclosure. So we're going to have the Prism of 7, Tiger Claws, Jigane Form, Lightning Torture, Protecting Yukina, Friends and Rivals, Voice of Reason, the Yoko Spirit, Kikyo's Aid, and then here we got Crimson Sparrow. So this is a 2 cost a card, and it's going to be a +2 low block modifier, and it's going to check for a 5. So its response, card pull. After your attack deals damage, already 1 foundation has not been ready to this combat phase. Discard 1 card. This attack gets +1 or -2 speed. So that's a defensive and an offensive role in it for it's going to be touching on your opponent's speed. I think overall it's not a terrible card. So let's take a look at our pulls that we got for this time. We didn't get Kikyo. No Kikyo. What the heck, guys? No Kikyo.
we're just going to count up the rares that we got this time. So, rares versus ultra rare. So rare. That's an ultra rare right there. And another one right there. Right there. Right there. Oh, this one's our UR. Yep. Rare and one more UR. So in this box here, we gifted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. So 6 is still the average. 5 is not terrible. Could always be better. And we're going to have here our rare. So what I would look at is the best cards that coming out of this. There's more utility, so this is a good utility card if you got whatever cards that deal with that. Add this card to your momentum. If your opponent's desperation, target card of your deck to your momentum. This card can be pretty good. It's more of a utility card. This card I see in quite a few decks just because the form is so good. This card is in all the Yusuke decks. Really no reason to play Yusuke if you're not going to use that card. The reduction is great. This is in a lot of evil decks. I'm just looking here to see cards. This card I've seen in a fair amount of decks. And then let's take a look here. This card is a lot better than I think it's given credit for. So I'm going to put that in a good utility card, especially if you're playing against decks that you know have Toguro Brothers in it. This one's not bad. This one's alright. This one I think is pretty good. I think this one's okay. It's not a bad haul. You got a fair amount of cards here. I mean, you could easily build a Yusuke deck with everything we got here today. I think you could build a good Kurobara deck. The other guys in Rondo, you can get a Rondo one here, but you can get his UR, unfortunately. So anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Be sure to check us out on RedRiotGames.com. Or .ca, sorry, and you can also check us out on Red Riot Games on our Twitter, our Instagram, all other social medias. All right, guys, take care, and this is Steve signing off. Bye.